Aloha mai kākou. Maile Aiu Domingo here with Hamauiloko Foundation and chatting about Onipa'a. And I have the privilege and the honor of introducing my teaching partner here, Dave Will Weber with Ho'omalu Native Hawaiian Organization. And I say it's a privilege and an honor to introduce him because he's an incredible man of character and he's a family man, and his model, his integrity of being the kind of man that I'm not afraid to put my children around has been a great journey for me. But I want you guys to get to know a little bit about him because you may be putting your kids into our class, and so you should really get to know who he is, and I'll let him say a little bit about that journey.
Mahalo for the kindness, Maile, and I want to reinforce one thing she said, and that is that we as teachers live the teaching, because if we don't live the teaching, then it discredits what comes out of our mouth. So it's a beautiful thing that they actually see how a man should treat a woman and a woman treat a man with respect, honor, and dignity, and she models that so amazingly well. So and they see how we communicate and work together on their behalf, and that really...
And fight.
We fight? What are you talking about? But anyway, that's half the teaching. It is. It's how we interact, and that they can see how masculinity is and femininity is, and how they interact together. So why am I doing Onipa'a? I think it comes out of my life, it comes out of my interests, it comes out of who I am, it comes out of my calling. So I can see in my own life, you know, I definitely am no perfect person, and I did not come from a perfect family. A lot of anger in the home and brokenness, but what my parents showed me was a commitment to one another. And they've been married some crazy thing like 57 years or something like that, and that's allowed me, even though I didn't necessarily get all the love that I needed and wanted and desired, and life was definitely not all rosy and perfect in our home, what it gave me was the stability that my brothers and I could have better marriages than my parents. And I went through some real hard times and brokenness, but you know, I believe that those brokenness areas are there so that they get healed, so that as we get healed, then we can offer what we've been given. And one of the biggest things that I want is to bring a preventative measure to this. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and when it comes to sex, a pound of prevention is worth literally a lifetime of cure in some situations. Mm-hmm. There can be some things that just become a part of who we are. The healing's still there, and I believe that even if this is touching a nerve in you, that it's touching a nerve so that you yourself can get healed. Because I believe that healed ones then become healers of others. And so, but the preventative is the big aspect. I don't want the kids to have to get as bossed up as I got. And so I now want to convey to these kids what was not conveyed to me, and that was a vision, a target of lifelong loving marriage, that is the target for all sexual activity. Because it wasn't emphasized enough by me, by my parents and my mentors, I learned in other ways, and it wasn't the target, and that ends up hurting me. I hurt people, and that's not what I was made for. It's not what we as people are made for. It's not what your kids are made for. And so by coming into this teaching, actually kids learn what it means to be a human. A human being, not a human doing. They learn to value themselves and value their bodies and value the gift and sacredness of this amazing gift of sexuality. And to let it become fulfilled in that vision and context of lifelong loving marriage. So, you know, we joke around and say that we wish we had this teaching taught to us by ourselves, to our younger version of ourselves, and we've had parents say the exact same thing. So that is why I do it. I do have some training. I have a master's degree in marriage and family life ministry. But the biggest training was being married, coming out of a bus up home, trying to do things Mo Betta in my own home and marriage with my wife as of 28 years, sorry, wife to Marie for 28 years, got 3 keiki. I can't say they're all teenagers now because my son is 20, and I got 2 daughters that are 18. We hanai'd a special needs daughter, and she is awesome. All my kids are awesome. They're not perfect because they have a very imperfect dad, but he's trying to do the best he can to train them up. And man, my heart is for kids because I think they're being sold a bad bag of goods, a lot of counterfeits when it comes to sexuality. And that, when I see the kids get bust up in any way, shape, or form, that breaks me, and it drives me to teach more kids so that they get the Mo Betta, so that then they can take the Mo Betta, they can own the Mo Betta, live the Mo Betta, and verbalize the Mo Betta so that other keiki can follow that. Because I want to start one movement, you guys. I want to start and bring one huli to the whole counterfeit narrative. So my biggest vision is to teach 25% of the na ʻŌpio, the youth of Hawaii over the next 5 years. And that's going to be a whole movement that's going to involve you as parents and others who are willing to come alongside and get taught and trained by us and by heritage keepers that we use, so that we can spread this movement and huli the whole counterfeit narrative for the Mo Betta of our kids. Now you can see why the kids call me Uncle Mo Betta. That's it on me. This is way too long. I talk way too much.
But it was great.
Hang this phone up, sister. Hang it up.
Yeah. Signing off for Onipa'a e na ʻŌpio. I am Maile Aiu Domingo, and that's Uncle Mo Betta.